I think film schools are still teaching you films that might not be the films that we should see to make the kind of films that you have to make for times right now. Most workshops you take or most film schools you go to, they teach cinema as if cinema hasn't changed. It is insane to just have students in their early 20s, mid 20s talk about Tarkovsky, Kubrick, Bergman, Kurosawa, Ray, as if those films were exactly made the way they were today, they would still be the cult that they were. Maybe they would be, but we can't say that for sure considering the dwindling, insane attention span. We are analyzing still films from decades ago and at points centuries ago. We are looking at films from 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and they are great films, very very important films considering cinema history in mind. But if you live in a world with clear restrictions, studios, gates, ladders, streaming services taking over theaters, people barely go to theaters anymore, I don't think if they are the same films that we should keep revisiting and studying and keeping that as a reference to make further films from here on. Problem might also not be just attention span, the problem might just be relevance. How do you find the relevance of Bicycle Thieves, Clockwork Orange in today's times? Paths that these filmmakers took to make these films, they don't exist anymore at all. Understanding cinema history is important, but mistaking that as a path to make films today is dangerous. Don't know what Hitchcock would have done if he would have started 5 years ago. Today the questions are very different. Ideally, film schools, even theatre schools, shouldn't teach us how films were made and just leave it at that. They're supposed to teach and help people figure out how films can be made now. Now, you have to actually revisit films that were made 20 years ago, 10 years ago, in the most unconventional, interesting, crazy way possible. We have to literally, if you're trying to study films in India, revisit Vasepur, Kashyap's films, Ram Gopal Varma's films, Lutera, Udaan, and the way these Indian films were represented worldwide. And not again study Kubrick, because, well, you have to make films for the audiences here primarily and then hope that it finds an audience internationally. Just something to think about if you're trying to understand filmmaking and go to film schools.